Hey friend, today's video is a little bit different, a little messier, and a bit more personal. So join me once again on a quest to become a better artist. Today, I want to talk about something that most people avoid talking about: failure. As someone who has had their fair share of failures in life, I believe I can offer some helpful insight. And I'm not just talking about the dramatic, obvious kind, but the quiet ones. The drawings that don't turn out, the half-finished pieces you never dare to post, the awkward phases of learning something new, and the moments where you look at the metaphorical page and think, why am I even doing this? Wouldn't it be just easier to quit? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and I'd like to suggest a different way of thinking. What if failure isn't the enemy? What if mistakes are actually a vital part of life and by extension art? What if both of them are necessary for growth? We're conditioned to fear failure, to hide it, to push it aside. But in art, and honestly in life, failure is one of our greatest teachers. Every time a piece doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to, every time you redraw the same thing 10 times, and every time you mess up that job interview, you're learning and you're growing. Not in a shiny, perfect kind of way, but in a real, human way. I used to think failure meant I wasn't good enough, that I should quit, that maybe art just wasn't for me. But what I've learned over time is that failure isn't a stop sign. It's feedback, it's a guide, it's the most honest, constructive criticism you can get. It's a weird, uncomfortable whisper that says, you're not there yet, but you're on your way. When we avoid failure, we avoid growth. Every artist you admire has failed at some point, probably more than you know. But you don't get to see it, because failure usually happens behind closed doors and in the early hours of the night. It's quiet and it's almost unnoticeable. Every beautiful piece you see most likely has a trail of discarded sketches and torn out pages behind it. But we only get to see the final post, the shiny peak. We rarely see the struggle, the failed attempts, and the frustration behind it all. And so we assume we're the only ones who are messing up, and that we're the only ones who are struggling. But we're not. You're not. None of us are immune to failure. In order to grow, it's our job to learn how to use it to our advantage instead of fearing it. Some things I remind myself of when failure does show up. Not every drawing is meant to be a masterpiece. Some are just stepping stones, and that's okay. Failing means that you're trying, and that's already half the battle. Discomfort leads to growth, and a finished art piece full of mistakes is more powerful than a perfect idea that stays in your head. Here's something beautiful I've noticed. Sometimes what we call mistakes end up becoming our style, or at least a part of it. The way we fix mistakes, the way our hand moves across the canvas, the quirks in our lines, or the way we hold a pencil. the colors we reach for when we're trying to make something work, and the decisions we make along the way. All of that becomes part of our creative voice, our fingerprint, our own unique view of the world. And like we discussed in the last video, that matters. Failure also teaches us patience, to persevere. It reminds us that we're human. It invites us to slow down, listen closer, and keep going, even when the results aren't instant. And if that is an art, I don't know what is. Sometimes I flip through my old sketchbooks and see the pages I once hated, pages I almost tore out in pure frustration. Now, I look at them with so much more softness, even though some of them I'd still like to tear out. Because those failures, those mistakes, they helped me get here, where I am now. Even when no one else saw them, even when I didn't understand them at the time, even when I wasn't kind to myself, they mattered. I've grown so much from them as a person and as an artist. So, if you're feeling like nothing you make is turning out the way you want it to, if your sketchbook feels like a graveyard of failed ideas, please understand you're doing it right. Not every piece will work, and not every attempt will shine, but none of it's wasted. Trust me. Every so-called failure is shaping you into the artist you're going to become in the future. Remember, it's the journey that matters most when it comes to art, not the final destination. We persevere despite our struggles, and that's what makes us unique. It's what makes us human, and it makes us artists. Thank you for being here with me and listening to me talk your ear off. As always, if you have any topics, suggestions you'd like for me to cover in the future, please leave them down in the comments. And while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope this video reminds you that failure isn't a flaw, it's a feature, it's an art form in itself, and you're already doing it beautifully.